Yeah, come. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. We're live. Look at that.
Oh,
Let's let a few people
yeah.
jump.
Funnel in. Funnel in.
Funnel in.
Funnel
Funnel in,
in.
people. Funnel in.
Funnel in.
We are we
Funnel
are
in.
we are here. Let's see something. I'm working on something while everyone's funneling in. Beautiful. Let's see if I'm over on the network. The network is cruising. You know what I found?
What's that?
That the network freezes up under one condition, and I have figured out that condition, and now that condition should be fixed tonight. And I am, by the way, I am hardwired everywhere to now, so that should help a tremendous amount. So my first question for you, as people funnel in, welcome everybody, Revolution Network, Dr. Jason Dean, and as is usual on Wednesday, you sometimes, most of the time Wednesday, not every night, every Wednesday, but pretty much every Friday, it is Patriot Power Hour with myself and Jason Q. Jason Q, good Friday evening to you, post Thanksgiving.
Great Friday evening to you too.
So, wait, my
Come on.
first question for you, Jason is about ready. Jason is going to drop bombs on us tonight. He's been
Yeah.
promising me this, but
Oh, you're not promising.
before we do that, I have a question. Even though this is not his show, I'm very so I know that you've now figured out Charlie Ward and he's figured out you, so he's able to do that. And Dr. Charnel, I've seen you there. But my question is, because I have not seen this interview pop up yet, how did Robert David Steele deal with you? How did he?
Doing all
Because
right.
he's a different personality, man. He's like question and answer type thing.
Oh,
Did that work
it
out
went.
okay?
It did. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta teach people new things. You know. Little bit. You know. Sometimes, hey, not everybody knows all the answers, so you know you
Well,
got.
no, he's a good dude.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
he is.
I knew I
He
knew it
used to.
might be different for for him to have someone like you on there who is
Oh,
really good with numbers, but also like rapid fire because he's
oh, he got a
different.
dose of rain, man.
Did
He
he?
got he got a dose of yeah. He found out who Emmett Sullivan is. I'll tell you that much.
Well, good. I cannot wait until he drops that episode and I can see
Oh,
it. But
he
he
dropped
hasn't.
it already. I mean, yeah. I mean,
He did? No, he didn't.
yeah.
I did not
I,
see it
I've already watched it.
on
I guess.
YouTube.
Yeah. Man, where you been, man? Come on.
I will look while you talk. I
Yeah.
have not seen it though,
Man.
so I will
That's
keep an eye
that's right.
on it.
That's right. I'll
So
help you.
Jason,
I'll get it for you.
first of all, did you work all day yesterday during Thanksgiving?
That is a big 10-4. I mean, it's just another day, you know?
Another day in
Yep.
paradise,
That's all
and
it is. That it is.
just another day in paradise. Absolutely. So,
In
buddy,
fact, buddy.
how is it tonight? What do you have out of the gates? I have questions, but what do you have out of the
Yeah.
gates? You just sent me a link.
I just sent you the link to this driver dude. It was only like 25 minutes.
Oh, you
So I
did.
mean, it was great. I mean, honestly, that's a perfect first one. I mean, it's
How did I
just short,
miss that?
concise, and all that. So,
Okay.
oh,
Sorry, I
oh,
had
no
a
problem,
fine.
no problem. So, yeah, we got. I mean, I can tell you one thing: the Democrats are a bunch of dickbags. I'm not gonna lie, because this report right here, you know, Donald Trump, Democratic National Committee, 12, 19, 15. Yeah. Um, they clearly, I mean, they are the worst. I mean, they talk about the narratives, and I mean, these people just like they made up all these stories about him. You know, I mean, Democrats are just terrible people. Period. You know, I don't think these are people. Well, they're not people, but you know.
So I can add something to that, by the way.
Okay, I'm about to, but
Well, so I have some I have some friends and family members who are classic. Well, let's see. They grew up classic liberals. So not liberalism as today, but classic liberals, almost
Kennedy,
some
right?
founding fathers, Kennedy-ish, like
Yeah.
people that wanted to
How
do
it
good for.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, classic liberals, folks. Classic liberals are very different than today's liberals. Classic liberals, they want good for humanity. They probably want a few social programs, but basically just so people survive. They don't want people dying in the streets. But they're also very pro-America, pro-Constitution, etc. And I have some people. I keep saying family. I have like one or two family members who are kind of classic liberals. The problem is they've been brainwashed into this liberalism by the mainstream news, and so they think that these people today are classic liberals, and they're not classic liberals. So yes, today's liberals are
Pedophiles.
what was the word you used? Dickbags? Something along the
Dick,
lines?
I get dick bags. I mean, there's a bunch. I mean, we could fire that off after 10 o'clock. Poor little kids are sitting around watching. What's a dick bag, Daddy?
Raise. They keep saying it's your volume. Raise your volume. Guys, he has the microphone essentially in his mouth. I don't know what else
Hey, how about turn it up on your end? That'll work even more instead of having me talking to a microphone like this.
Okay.
Jeez.
What do you have for us to start off the show?
Let's ask them. What should we start out with?
Well, you said you had
something.
something. You said you big to drop.
We have
Drop
a couple things. Well, you know how we have the playbooks, right? We have the Obama's playbook and all that. How about one preventing a disrupted presidential election and transition from August 3rd, 2020 for Trump? I mean,
say that again.
Preventing a disrupted presidential election and transition. August 3rd, 2020. And the Transition Integrity Project. The tip. So you already know that some made this up. They like playing just a tip. So the thing is that, they have Bush and Gore and all this. I mean, these guys are just, it's all over the place. And it's like they make a bunch of scenarios, right? And we love scenarios because usually they're spot on. Because it's like, let's face it, they go through all of this and, make sure that, that it's all covered. So they just, the thing is like they say that Trump's good and all that in this, and then they want to bash him. Problem is that nobody wants to clearly address the elephant in the room that Biden is a pedophile. I mean, seriously, we've seen it on TV numerous times. I mean, he's touching little kids, touching little girls, and all this. I'm like, and these senators and all these people, they let him. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, that whole family is just, ugh, just
he is not. He's not. If you go back to YouTube and you can look at old because he ran for president twice now. No, this was his third time running president. And when he ran for Senate right out of the gate, by the way. Did you know that? Like, he sucked in college. He did not do well.
That's two things he didn't do well.
And he went right for Senate. Because you think about it, he's been in Senate for 47 years. Or no, is it Senate for not Senate for 47 years? So let's see.
He's been a murderer for longer than that.
I mean, let me look this up.
He's been useless for 47 years.
So what do you have? What are the big things to take out of that little piece of that little stack of paper you have right there? What are the big things we can take from that?
I mean, it says like like what they can do, like right here on page 9, and it's actually pretty cute because it goes to number 5, right? It's like Trump is likely to prioritize his personal interest in his transition period. I'm like, okay, so in the 3+ years that he has been in the Oval Office, and he's been pushing all of his own personal agenda, making himself rich and everything like that all in there. because that's not at all what he's done. It's all projection. And it says like take the money and run. I'm like, this fucking guy had more money than you guys all combined before he took the job for free. It's like, what? It's like you got to be kidding me. It's like it's just a bash piece, and then like pardon everyone. It's like, pardon who? Who did anything wrong? It's like they're like, oh, he can pardon himself. I'm like, what did he do? I mean, as I see, I mean, he's been one of the greatest presidents we ever had. I mean, and if you think about it, everything that he's had to deal with, probably one of the greatest leaders of all time. I mean, I don't even recall of any leader where every other country loves him, but his own country is trying to kill him numerous times because they like to screw kids. I mean, that's all it is. It's this whole,
47 years in Senate. He actually, it was the first thing he did out of school was he ran for Senate in 1972 at the age of 29 years old. He's been a freaking senator since the beginning.
And the best bet was the two times that he had to leave. He got booted for running for president. For what? I mean, for plagiarism.
Yes.
He plagiarized everything.
Correct.
And I'm like, man, this guy's no good, Just trash.
Yep.
But yet, there's people that still vote for this. Informed voters, right? Yeah. Yep.
Informed. Did you say informed voters?
I said informed voters, and trust me, it took a lot to say it. It's bad, but yeah, they don't know shit. It's like if you knew even an ounce of it. I mean, if you knew an ounce of what Trump's done, you would vote for him over Biden because you've already seen him in office. You've already seen what he's done. I mean, he cannot get a national security clearance.
Correct.
His vice president anchor baby, she can't run. She can't even be there. It's like you've seen. I mean, there's a video out there on YouTube when Biden is like using the N word like it's like running water. I mean, in the Senate, and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, but then he's sitting there holding his hands with like what the exalted Cyclops Robert Byrd and all that's like he's my friend. I'm like,
oh
Trump,
yeah,
Trump's the racist, right? Yeah, and Trump's the racist, right? But yeah, he's been in every rap song. He's been with Tupac and all them. It's like racist. I mean, this is a joke. I mean, this guy loves everyone. It's like, man.
You mean? Oh wait, hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
Hold on. You mean
Trump
that
loves
one?
everyone.
You mean that one?
Oh yeah, look at him. Look at him. He even looks like a little gremlin. Like literally, he looks like pure evil.
That is Joe Biden with. I don't think was he founder. No, was he founder of the KKK?
No, the KKK was founded back in. No.
Yeah,
he
was just part of. He was a grand wizard in the KKK.
I think he was also the exalted Cyclops or something like that. But you know who founded the KKK the second time around? It was Schiff, Jacob Schiff.
Adam?
Jacob
no, who?
Schiff. Jacob Schiff. His grandfather or great grandfather? Because he's the one that founded NAACP and all that. They wanted that division right away.
Jacob Schiff.
The Jays.
That guy.
Yes. Scumbags. And they actually.
What would happen if we typed in Jacob Schiff?
They were roommates with the Rothschilds in Germany. They had like a 5 flat or something like that. Yeah, real nice. And see it right there? Jacob Schiff ordered Tsar and family murdered. That's the Bolshevik Revolution. Right there. So, who are the commies? Okay.
Oh, there's the New World Order. That's how I was trying to type that in. That's why that brought that up. Look at that.
See,
there it is. That's what I was Googling right there.
Yeah. I mean,
ooh, they're not gonna like me for for doing that one.
I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I really don't. I mean, it's all right there, you know. I mean, we can go on a bashing brigade tonight. I mean, we can send out Christmas cards to everybody that lived in the Holocaust, all 5 million or 6 million of them that are still around.
And then we will be booted off of YouTube.
Well, of course, because they're all Ashkenazi Jews that are running it. That's why. The Nazis. There you go.
By the way,
hello.
Somebody posted the other day, finally, I've been screaming this from a rooftop forever, and I actually did a show on this about this month, like probably 6+ months ago. So the Third Reich, and then we were the Fourth Reich. Now you talked about South Africa, but what happened was, okay, I'm going to give you a very, very twisted history here that not everyone will agree with, but I've done a little bit of research. So Adolf Hitler. Here we go. Ready? I'm gonna drop my own little bomb.
Oh, go ahead.
And this is a very, very, very controversial thing that I'm gonna say, but
we're heading to it.
Adolf Hitler is definitely was a quote unquote bastard child of the Rothschilds. Now, the other part though is he had visions. He had visions of being a nationalist in Germany and to knock off the bankers. He had a vision of that. He potentially wanted to straighten everything out. However, that didn't go well. And instead, it was overturned and the bankers got him. But what happened was they knew that the best way, and I think either Lenin and or Stalin have also said this, the best way to grab control of the people is through basically healthcare or medical tyranny. And they had some injections there as well. They were also playing with chemical warfare and bio warfare. Hence, their scientists over there that were playing with it. And so when they had the Nuremberg trials, which we now have to break the cycle and not repeating history, is the Nuremberg trials, everyone thought went very well. However, they did not, because the bankers got their weaselly little hands in there. And the Nuremberg trials, they let off a bunch of Nazis free. And Hitler went out the back door, down south towards Antarctica and I forgot the other country. Argentina. And so what occurred then was it Prescott Bush or was it his grandfather? Was it
Prescott?
And his quote unquote grandfather or father, whatever, at this point I forget, but they were called the Scherfs or the Scherfs probably. They were not Bushes, but he came over to America to make America the Fourth Reich. However, they couldn't just tell you they were stealing America. They had to do it.
Show you.
They had to do it behind the scenes because they did realize, especially as the technology got better, that you could not just kill off a bunch of people. You had to be very, very covert behind the scenes about it. And so they knew they could do that through things like vaccinations and other pesticides and herbicides and agricultural this and chemical companies, Bayer, because hence the IG Farben, that was their company. It turned into Monsanto, which turned into Bayer Monsanto. So they came over here and they knew the Americans wouldn't put up with just straight up being gassed and injected and everything else. And so they knew the only way to get America through the Fourth Reich would be through medical tyranny. Hey, oh wait, it's 2020. What are we dealing with right now? Oh, that's right. We're dealing with medical
Pedophiles.
tyranny. You know why we're dealing with medical tyranny? Because the Bushes weren't the Bushes. The Bushes were from Germany, and they helped put in the Fourth Reich. And if they get a hold of your healthcare, quote unquote, socialized medicine, quote unquote, single payer healthcare, if they get you to single payer like Hillary wanted to and the Bushes wanted to, but you can't do it overnight. This is the problem. So America is the last beacon of freedom on the planet. And they know they can't do it overnight. Just like that, they're trying to rush it now because POTUS is screwing up their whole game plan. So now they're trying to rush it in, which is why it looks so blatantly obvious now. And everyone's like, what the hell is going on? But if they get you to either Medicare for all, or they get you to single payer or anything like that, that is medical tyranny. That is socialism, communism, Marxism. That is a new world order. That's what they were going for. They took the template of Nazi Germany and they brought it over into America and they put a pretty name on it. How does that sound?
Oh, how about we just add to this? Okay, since
Go for it.
20 on the 171-page document, chapter 20, right? Chapter 20 is evidence as to manipulation of the legal framework to allow mass murder with impunity. Guess what they mentioned in here? The Nuremberg trials.
Oh, look at that.
All over here. I mean, at the U.S. Military Tribunal in Nuremberg, they mentioned the prisoners in the Nazi concentration camps, right? And the thing is, who were the prisoners? The prisoners were the Orthodox Christian Soviets. That's who the ones were. They killed 20 million of them. Didn't hear them, bitch, but oh well. Now, you keep on going through here, and they talk about our Constitution, you know? And there's so much in here. It's not even, they talked about the Nazi Germany, the doctors who refused to go along with it and everything. It's filled with knowledge. When it comes to the pharmaceutical and the poisoning of people, that falls on the Rockefellers because that's right. They got taken off the pyramid because the cannibals are the ones that eat on the pyramid. The ones that poison the meat, they just booted off. So you had Soros, you had the Sauds, and then you had the Rothschilds. That made up the three sides, and then booted the Rockefellers because they would much rather taint the meat than screw it. So both. And also, what would you say? What's the name? The name of the company? In Russia. Yeah, they're the ones that came up with that Zyklon B.
Is that what it was? Zyklon B? I gotta remember that name.
Zyklon B. And also, they actually show up in another one with the massive false flag that was in the drops that nobody got.
Hey, look! I have some nice pictures of Zyklon B. Look at this. There you go. Yeah. Zyklon B, right there.
See all that? Right there.
Gift gas. They call it gift gas.
That's called false flags. Because it could not use concrete bunkers as gas chambers.
There you go.
Hey, man.
Yep. That stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fourth Reich, where they didn't necessarily, they couldn't just give a Zyklon B. So instead, they come up with, 74 plus vaccines by the time you're 18 years old now. I can't imagine why they'd want that. Now you'll actually, not only do they not have to force it on you, they'll pay you. You'll pay them to take it while they pump the medical establishments, the medical schools, the academic institutions, because they did the rock. Do you have in there the Rockefellers when they bought out Johns Hopkins University for about, I think it was $80,000 at the time, so they could start something called the public health division of government. But guess what, folks? There is no public health word in the Constitution. Public health was designed by them. And public health, there should be. I'm gonna be really cruel. You ready? This is the cruelty of me as a doctor. Ready? There should be no division of government called public health. Why? Because that's called free will. You can create hospitals. You can at private hospitals. You can create private ERs. You can create private pharmaceutical. You can do whatever you want to from a private standpoint. But public health should not even be a thing, and it should not be funded by government. It's not. There is zero backing for public health in the Constitution.
I mean, you got what was it? It'll come to me. On November 25th, 2020, there was a petition for administrative action regarding confirmation of efficacy endpoints of the phase 3 clinical trials of COVID-19 vaccines. So the petitioner, which is Dr. Sinhan Lee, because it says, because of the compelling need to ensure the safety and efficacy of any COVID-19 vaccine licensed by the FDA, and to allow petitioner the opportunity to seek emergency judicial relief should the commissioner deny its petition, petitioner respectfully requests that the FDA act on the instant petition by December 11th, 2020. Now, there's some nuggets in here that is going to be very, very shocking to people. Now, they used a sequencing called Sanger sequencing, and anybody knows Sanger, you've got Margaret Sanger and you've got Frederick Sanger. Frederick Sanger was the geneticist, and Margaret Sanger was the eugenist. She was the one that created that glorious, glorious Planned Parenthood, which, murders kids daily, but you have to walk around with a mask. Think about that. Just let that sink in a little bit. Now, they talk about they talk about all these tests, like the SARS-CoV-2, the gene sequence and everything, and all the testing on these. Now, they have the Cepheid Expert Express SARS-CoV-2, the Roche Cobas SARS-CoV-2, and the Abbott Molecular Real-Time SARS-CoV-2, because they could use the same test, Now, the test kits, they have all the test kits and everything. And, in addition to false negative results, these test kits under EUA, I'll get that acronym in a second, also generate false positive test results. For example, 77 positive SARS-CoV-2 test results on a group of football players all turned out to be false positives on repeat tests. So this is what you go and get a test, and they said, you got COVID. It's like, oh my God. It's like this. And it's like, oh my God. There is like a 0.04% chance that you might die. It's like I could walk outside and get eaten by a polar bear while getting struck by lightning, and that'll probably happen first before I get COVID. Just to let you know, because I'm not dumb enough to get a flu shot, and I'm not dumb enough to let them inject me with anything. Because I'm an informed voter. That's what you do. Hello. And they talk about Pfizer's vaccine.
Go ahead.
And they talk about Pfizer's vaccine, phase 2 and 3 clinical trial. Now, what just took flight today? This flying all these vaccines. They're putting all these vaccines in place so they can hurry up and start pushing them out. Whoa. Daddy didn't test them yet. Daddy's going to want them tested. And when they test them and they find what's in them, because remember, he wanted to hurry up and get it. So what did they do? They hurried up and just put whatever they can put together. It's like, we just got to kill a bunch of people. Hurry up. Because what was the end game? The end game wasn't to get us better.
No.
That's why they had the COVID and you had to wear a mask. Well, why'd they have you wear a mask? Because they were going to go ahead and let loose the second version, which was the whole Yersinia pestis, which is the breathing of the bad air. So when you're breathing bad air, if you have a mask on, you keep on breathing it in, and you just get pneumonia and everything. You're dead.
Well, the Great Reset, Klaus even talks about, or is it Klaus, or it's in the paperwork, talks about COVID-21 and 23 possibly. They were cut. They were ready for the next one.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust. We have got like where they're making these, and the countries that it's all about the World Health Organization and where are all these places based out of? Switzerland. Hello, it's all right there. Remember, they are neutral, right? No, not at all. It says
this was the tweet by Elon, by the way. Elon Musk. Something extremely bogus is going on. Was tested for COVID 4 times today. 2 tests came back negative. 2 came back positive. Same machine, same test, same nurse. Rapid antigen test from whatever. So he actually threw a wrench in the situation as well.
Look at the date he took it on. Friday the 13th.
13th.
See, Elon's just tossing it out there, just lobbing it.
Is he good or bad? What do you think?
I mean, what do I? My thought on Elon Musk is probably one that would pretty much like get me committed. I think he was genetically created to help us with a like a softer landing for the golden age, because with all his technologies and all his and all that, what he's doing is it's ushering in the newer technology. Shows like, oh, see, we got all this new stuff, so it doesn't come and slap us right in the face. It's like they can show that we can actually do all this stuff, and then now when all that comes in, it'd be like much easier for the lower half of the American public to grasp onto, them liberals.
So I'm here. I'll give you something controversial. You ready?
Please do.
So here's speculation and controversy. You ready?
I'll take both.
So there's this thing called Neuralink that Elon has made. Ready? Now, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer here for everybody, because I am not pro New World Order, obviously. However, I am pro technology if used for good, right? Now, there's this thing called Neuralink. I know little about Neuralink, so I can't go into it because I would be speaking completely ignorant off of it, okay? However, Neuralink, Elon is talking about like a plug-in, but also possibly medical things that they can do with it to help people. And I don't know if people know this, but like, for example, I think Rush Limbaugh is basically deaf, but he has and I don't know what you call them, the implants in the back of his skull that allow him to hear. And they're not wired in, but I believe they're installed into the skull, right? Yep. It allows him to hear, and he's obviously radio, so it's been a friggin' like miracle for him, right? It allowed his career to continue on. So there's Neuralink. Now, I watched the movie Valerian. If you watch the movie Valerian, you will notice throughout Valerian that people who are definitely human, whether they're from a different planet or they're from Earth, had different technology where was like in the skin, like in the neck, in the face. I'm not saying I approve of this. I'm just saying my impression is I have a feeling there is technology coming, whether installable or not, or just putting on the body, is going to potentially make humans better over a period of time. I'm not saying all of it will. Trust me. I'm not saying I want people to be installed with a whole bunch of crap. That's not the intention. My intention here is if we can use technology for good and we can help some people who have real difficulties, that would not be a bad thing necessarily. I mean, I have this thing called an Aura ring that can actually read things on the body. I don't wear it all the time, but I'll try it on sometimes to see how my sleep cycle is going. It only turns on when it sends a signal real fast and it turns off. So I'm just saying, Neuralink, I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to talk about it tonight. But if Elon is even close to being a good guy, he might be helping usher in some stuff that actually could help humanity in a positive way, because the Tesla vehicle is a freaking, like, I know they took some government money, but people are raving about the Tesla vehicle. Your thoughts on all that now that I just went on that little rant?
Absolutely not. Tell you what, I'll tell you exactly what their angle is, and you can include DARPA, you can include the dirty part of the NSA, the CIA.
You tell me what you have on it.
Oh, we got tons. We got books on it.
Fire away.
We're doing it. This thing is what they have. That's a Soulstone microchip. Now that's
what microchip?
Soulstone microchip. They use it in clones. Yeah, that's what they use in clones. Okay. And what it is it's your consciousness.
Yes.
And the thing is like when they do sacrifice and all that, they actually get pieces of fractured consciousness that they will plug into a computer and all that. Those are the ones that they use for, other clones and all that. But when because DARPA's like way dirty in this, way dirty. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to come up with this whole machine learning deal, because they want machines to learn more that outlearn humans, because we don't know. We were never told that our brain is a quantum computer, and we have like way more. Like if we tap into it, can't even say sky's the limit, because it's like it goes beyond that. But they wanted to get these computers, Skynet pretty much, and get them smarter than humans could be. And the thing is, like, we have the ability to create, to imagine, and we can actually we have the ability to troubleshoot right on the fly. Think outside the box. Not they cannot. They have to go through a whole protocol and everything like that. We can think of like different, like everything. Just when they tell you to think outside the box, it's like that's why they have all these kids. Just they give them a bunch of technology, because they don't want them to think like that. That's why you have dumb kids. It's just they're only trained just what they're trained to do a test. That's it. If state testing wasn't enough, think about it. Wuzzle means to mix. Skulls is junk. A yonkers a young man. These are the test questions from your iStep from like grade school throughout high school. They use the same damn ones, and they program you. How now do I still know it 25 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later? They just brainwash you. But you pick little parts and just bring them right out.
I found the Soulstone chip.
Yeah. And then the whole let's see, what was might be another one? Because we have a lot on what they were doing with the dark. What they were doing with the DEF CON when split apart. Those are the black hats. They're all the hackers, and they would meet like in Vegas and in other parts of the world, but Vegas was their big one, because they'd have the hacking, the voting machine hacking booth, that you go by and try to hack. It's like right out in the open. They left all the booklets online. It's like, you guys are stupid. It's like, we have all that on you. We have you by the balls, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, we got you. They actually gave them an award because they won the House. Really? You won the House? It's like, we gave you the House. The House is, you don't even know anything about government. That it's useless. It really is. And then you put that lush in there. Man, should have picked somebody better than that. Yeah. But the thing is, it's all because of the bloodlines. It's because of the black nobility, and it's.
That's another thing. The Phoenicians, man.
Ooh, Phoenicians and Canaanites. Yep.
Yeah. The
Take that right back to
Phoenicians and the I was reading up on that the other day. I'm sorry. I was reading up on the Phoenicians and the Canaanites on Thanksgiving afternoon. Actually, how about
perfect
that?
timing. Yeah, perfect timing, huh? Yeah. Hey, go in there and gnaw on the turkey a little bit. Man, it tastes like kids.
It's it takes you down a very dark road, but yet if you stumble upon it and you learn about it, it makes everything today make freaking 100% sense.
And then you start comparing it to like Washington D.C. and the whole Capitoline Hill with Rome, and then you have Capitol Hill and there's a swamp, and I'm like, wow, you guys can't do anything right.
So actually, somebody asked before we dive down that road. Somebody asked, let's go back to this consciousness thing because I think this is a fun subject. Someone's like, how can they remove or move your consciousness? And I'm going to let you add, but before you do, I will say what I understand is our souls are we're energy. We're all energy inside of us, okay? And we are actually part of the universe because there is no time. So like when our body dies off, our energy goes back out into the universe, and when we actually hit ultimate consciousness, you don't have to come back here. However, they have figured out whether they did it themselves. Not likely, they're not that freaking smart, or they got it from some beings who shouldn't be here. They can literally move energy back and forth between bodies. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah,
Get next to your microphone, they're gonna yell at you.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead and yell all you want because I could really hear it. Right? So it's like
these are our Friday evening conversations. This is where this goes, folks. If you haven't heard this before, if you're a newbie, and you haven't handled some of the other stuff, Friday night may not always be the best night for you to chime in because we have no place to be. We have no place to be, and the topics go crazy. What were you gonna say?
But they always go to the truth.
They do go to the truth.
But no, I have all that Soul Stone microchip and everything. That all that with the cloning stuff because I had it all set out. Go figure. But what it is with the because you have the clones and drones, and the drones are actually the Vril, which are the lizard reptilians, and they have that what do they call it, the quill on their head, and what they do is they'll take the people and they'll tie them down, strap them down, and then they will actually enter your eyeball, and it'll start eating through your eyeball. It'll wrap around your optic nerve, and it will actually chew to your pineal gland.
Jesus,
because it tastes like butterscotch, and what it does is it kills your consciousness, and then they take over your body. So then when they have possession of your body, because that's why they keep you for 30 days, like Tom Hanks and all that. When he was with Oprah, when he has the black eye. So that's what it is. They keep you for 30 days. So when that happens, then you can go back out. But that's your host body, and the lizards, they can't stay outside of a host body at all. So they actually, if you know anything about the brain, we start out with a reptilian brain, which is fight or flight, heat, food, sex. Well, sex comes later, but it depends on if you're a Lib.
Oh, what?
Like earlier.
Whoa. Hold on. We can't bypass the sex part. What did you say? You cut out right when you said
sex because it goes back in a circle. Okay, it goes from reptilian to limbic to cerebral cortex.
Yep.
And then it goes to is it reptilian again?
All right, I'll bring up map.
It goes limbic, and then it goes reptilian because reptilian is sex, warmth, food, and that's where they get the that's it's all pure evil. It's like that's where they
Here
get
you
all
go.
their sex cults and there you go.
Yeah. So you have the cortex. You then have you have your limbic system, because limbic system is also going to bring in limbic system is pain and memory tied to pain. And then you have your endocrine system inside. Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't say endocrine system. Your endocrine organs of the brain. So you have your thalamus, hypothalamus, anterior, posterior pituitary, and pineal gland, which drops down. And then you have the issue is the other issue is anatomically, you have something called the pons, not the fons, but the pons, and you have the brainstem. Every single solitary nerve in the human body, every single one, even every single nerve that goes to a cell, everything goes through the brainstem slash in the pons in the upper, like in the neck area, like right here and behind the ear. The issue with that is that baby is sitting right next to your hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal glands, and all your optic. I'm sorry, not all of your cranial nerves, which sit next to your optic chiasm and optic nerves. And dude, you screw up that area, you can kiss the body goodbye, because every single nerve will be affected. And about 20% of every nerve fiber in the body is pain. The problem is pain is pain. So we think it's more, but in reality, if I recall back to my anatomy days, I haven't studied this in a while, but 80% roughly of each nerve is function slash sensory. So function as in making the body work, making your heart beat, etc. And sensory. So if someone touches you on the hand, the way you can feel your hand is it goes all the way up into your brain really fast, and then you have to react to if you're going to stay around, fight or flight, or rest and digest, sympathetic, parasympathetic. That's 80%. 20%, I believe it is pain. I'm going off memory here, so I'm hoping I'm getting it right. But the problem is pain feels so crappy that it feels like it's 100%, or it feels like it's 80%. So pain shuts off everything. And every single nerve goes through right next to your pineal, cranial nerves, pituitary, hypothalamus, etc. And all of your hormones technically originate, I would say, in your hypothalamus and your anterior, posterior pituitary. Now, I know things like adrenals and thyroid, they make certain hormones. I get that. But the motherboard or the infrastructure is in the brain, because they pump out hormones, which then makes your adrenals, your heart, ovaries or testicles then have a negative feedback mechanism, which kicks it back up into the brain again. So the brain really is, dude, you screw up that pineal gland, you screw up the pituitary and hypothalamus, you're effed. Did that make sense?
I mean, it does, but also it can go back to the the wiring of your brain as well, because you have like a certain how do you say it? I mean, they're all stages, and there's certain things that you have to have like love and affection, and it like up to the age of 7. If you don't have love and affection, that kid is completely screwed. That is why they prey on them up to the age of 7, and they just do all the wicked stuff, because that child does not feel any love. All it knows is like hate and pain and disgust and all this. It's like the child's completely trashed.
Right.
And you can't go back, because you already screwed up that wiring from the to the limbic and the limbic to the cerebral cortex. It's like now, what do you do? There's no fixing it. I mean, that's why they pretty much prey on them, and there comes the indoctrination. From
So
the endocrine to
go ahead.
indoctrination, and
There's a thing called epigenetics. Epigenetics means that you're in control of your genetics to a, I'd say, a limit, technically. You can change your genetics. You can turn them off and on. The problem is, here you go. The child is most programmable, and I know some people don't like the word programmable, but guess what? We program our children. It's as simple as that. Whether you intentionally do it or they see the things you do, they hear the way you talk, etc. That's why, when you have a kid and they tend to take on a lot of the words or things say or the way people act, it's because they're freaking watching you. They're taking it all in, right? So from 0 to 7 is program time. Therefore, don't screw your kids up from 0 to 7, because that's when they're getting the most. Whoever they are around, man, it is so important who your kids are around from 0 to 7, because when they see bad stuff, hear bad stuff, they're abused, etc. Yes, there's some that survive it and they come out better for it, but the majority gets screwed over.
And where is your child usually from the age of 0 to 7? In front of a TV with programming.
TV,
That's why your kid's screwed up.
Daycare, some schooling, indoctrination. Dude, when I was so freaking excited when I heard during the RNC convention, at least probably 7 people, including President Trump, Rand Paul, Eric Trump, and a few others, all said part of the agenda is to put school choice back into the parents' hands, and instead of it being required public school, one, public school will be revised and redone correctly, but also instead of the money going right to the public school system, the parents receiving the funding and then getting to do with what they choose, which is absolutely massive, because even for a homeschooling family, like homeschooling families are doing it on their own dime right now, right? Like because they're still paying freaking taxes and everything else and school taxes, etc. It changes everything when the money goes into the parents' hands and they can do. And you know what? Even if you send your kid to a religious school or a church school or whatever, I'm going to tell you, even if you have a church that has issues, which maybe they all do, you know what? I would rather the freaking kid learn some ethics and morals and how to treat someone nice than the shit they're learning right now. And they're programmable.
Where are they going to learn something nice? Which one is that? Which choice is that?
I would say I'm saying at home maybe they learn something nice.
Oh yeah. I mean, and the thing is,
now you do have some small churches out there, community churches that teach ethics and morals. Like, hey, walk in Christ, walk in the Christ mentality of do good unto others as you'd want done to you. That whole thing. Treat people kindly. Give to charity. Be a humanitarian. Maybe we teach our kids that from the start.
Wow, that would have been nice. I mean,
it would have been nice.
Yeah, hindsight 2020 after what? How many years? But 4,000. It's just homeschool your kids. I mean, the only person think about it. We just had to forget everything we learned in school to do this. So why are you going to send them to the same place that is going to indoctrinate them with even worse stuff than you could teach them at home? I mean, you can teach them basic skills at home, how to do a checkbook, how to do this, simple life skills. When are you going to use the Pythagorean theorem out there? I mean, seriously. Not many times, A squared plus B squared, C squared, by the way. just in case they ask for it. I don't want anybody yelling at me. So I wanted to make sure it's audible. I love it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the cloning shit, man. God, you sound like my ex-wife that I never wanted, never had.
You were married? No, you weren't married.
No, that's why I never got married, because I'm not getting bitched at.
You know what? They're bitching at me right now because I've been talking more. Apparently, you can't make anybody happy.
But you're putting knowledge out there. What do you want,
dude? I don't. I'm not upset by it. I see the comments and I think it's hysterical. So when if you haven't noticed this by now, Jason and I both have personalities, so neither one of us are afraid to talk. And then sometimes, you know what? He goes off screen like this to look for stuff, and rather than me sitting here looking like a dope on screen, and
that's why
I figured I'd talk to you.
See, that's just like maybe 1/6 of it, because it's all the way down there, it's all the way over here. So yeah, that's why I'm looking for it, so that I can give you your necessary truth. And yeah, by the way,
what does that say?
Thank you, Tina 40. Woo! Come on, spirit animal. Isn't it great?
Have you talked to Tina 40?
No, I call my spirit animal on it.
We can't hear a word you're saying.
I know. God, you sound like this. No, I have not. Because she's pretty popular and all that, and she's got her own thing going on with Mr. Nipple Barbell out there. So they pissed off.
I'm surprised he hasn't threatened her yet.
She will beat him into submission.
Oh, I know she will. I'm just surprised she hasn't. I'm surprised she hasn't received some.
Did you see he won an Emmy?
He did win an Emmy. He won an Emmy. Hey, you need to back off, Mr. Cuomo. He won an Emmy because of his genius television skills during a terrible crisis in America.
That's awesome. I cannot wait till they dig George H.W. Bush up and give him like the Nobel Peace Prize for bringing people together, after they're blown up. What the hell? It's like, it makes no sense. I swear to God, a total upside down world. That's it.
Did you find your clone stuff?
It's coming. God.
Oh my God. This is why we have to do this Friday nights.
Exactly. So the kids can stay up and they can learn something.
You can stay up and learn something.
Yeah. There you go. Come on. There's so much stuff here. Like I said, we could have went right in that big false flag that nobody knows about on New Year's Eve and in New York City.
Yeah.
When they took the uranium and they mixed
it
with
yeah. Can you? Okay, so I heard about this from somebody else that you said it, but now I never heard you say it. So dump that one on him while you're looking around for stuff.
I got to get that too, because it's a very long name and it's like uranium. So what they did is Florian Cross at the University of Marburg.
Tell me what it is. I'll look it up, and I've probably seen the word before.
They took hydrogen cyanide and they mixed it with uranium, and it makes a turquoise crystalline powder. And what they did was they actually put that in the New Year's Eve ball, and that's why the whole sky is falling event. Now, when they show pictures of the New Year's Eve ball, because it's made by Waterford crystals, which are all triangles, and it makes a ball. What they did was they put a light switch on the front, and it says Chongqing, China, right? Now, when it was a Q drop, but it showed like the light switch on, right? Now, when the wiring and everything, the ball was all turquoise. It's turquoise crystalline. It's like it was actually activated. But there's one thing. Now, this was all in Germany. Florian Cross, University of Marburg in Germany. And this went along the same lines of Xylon B. So what they did is they created this, but there's one catch. Water pretty much negates it. That's why it was pouring down rain during all the New Year's Eve celebrations. Was it 2019 or 20? 2019. And that's what they did. They were going to release that, and what it was going to do is it's a lung infiltrate.
Where in the hell did you read that?
It's in the fucking drops, man. It's all in the drops. When you dig deep enough, man, I'm telling you, it's all there.
Oh,
But I have all the drops labeled, everything. It's like we had the ball the whole time. That's the ball they were talking about.
okay, I gotta go look this up. I don't remember reading that.
Because you got to put it together. You got to code it. Come on. Just. Oh, we got all this, baby. Come on. I mean, we're making sure that they know that, you know, we gave it hell this time. And then.
This was January 2020.
You know what? No, I think it was 19, because it was. Oh man, was it 20 or 19? It was when it rained really, really, really hard. But I mean, it rained everywhere.
Recently, though.
Yeah. It was when it was either in 2019 or 2020 is when they were pulling this off.
Well, and I will tell people, this sounds crazy. However, I have read some of the crap that these mafias do to each other, and it's not that crazy. They will go to insane ends to do damage to each other.
That was a mafia. That's all Obama and all them. Those scumbags. You know. I mean, when people realize just how bad they are, especially when you get into Project Pelican with the whole cryogenics. Gonna like that.
Cryogenics.
Yes, that is where
like Walt Disney.
Like, I mean, that's where the whole evergreen comes into play. Because why they call it Project Pelican? Where does a pelican store its young in its beak? It's all symbolism. The beak would be the container itself. So what's in the containers? We have children, right? Now, what does, well, how do you say this? Reptilians do not eat dead meat.
They want alive.
It has to be alive. So what they did was, that's why they rented that Project Pelican, because it was in Port Canaveral. Now they have a dedicated rail line all the way to Cape Canaveral, which is NASA. So they were bringing the children to Cape Canaveral, cryogenically freezing them, taking them by rail car all the way to Port Canaveral, taking them on ship. There you go. They're all monitored. That's why that bitch is cryogenically frozen in Greenland right now. She deserves it, and she can be.
I will let you search. I've taken you off of your.
Oh no, go ahead.
Your objective.
Yeah.
You're looking for clones again? Is that what you're looking for?
I was gonna get that Xylon B. We're just gonna wing this shit. I'm telling you, we got all the stuff. We got
Slide.
I don't care. I mean, what do they do? Yell at me?
No, they're yelling at me for some reason.
Oh
Whatever.
God.
This is what happens when you get several thousand people. 98% of them are happy, and then someone bitches because you're not talking enough, and then someone else bitches because I didn't answer a question.
Well, way to go. You know, instead of bitching about it, I mean, they probably have Google search on their search engine, right? I mean, they could have used any word that we use there and just type it in, and it'd probably pop up.
Did you find clone stuff yet?
Oh.
Why do people need to clarify? I'm supposed to clarify why people need to clean the bodies of parasites before the full moon. Because the full moon makes everything worse. Makes parasites worse because the gravitational pull and frequency. Because the moon is a satellite. The moon.
Don't use that G word.
The what?
The G word is all BS too. Gravitation.
What G? Oh,
Gravitational
no.
pull. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. I know, but it's the energy that they use that looks like gravitational pull because they bounce energy off of it. So if any, so we've never. I don't think we've actually fully gone down that route. I'm not going to do that tonight because he's
not tonight. Oh yeah.
not tonight. But
Not
essentially,
tonight.
the moon is a satellite. You've heard that from me. You've heard that from Jason Q. You've heard that from Dr. Mike Reed. This is not anything new. This is something I've been looking at for a long period of time. It was placed there by not friends of ours.
I fucking hate lizards. I tell you what, I just really do. All right, so
I'm looking at comments because I want to see if I miss anything.
Well, now we know where Camp. Well, there's some Camp David news too, right here. Well, we'll start at the top. We'll go to the Mark III and Mark 4s. Okay, these are the ones that they're using now. Okay, you're not going to use the Mark IIs. That's the organic robotoids and all that. They're trash. They're junk. The Mark IVs are doubles. Okay, they have a dual existence. You're alive after death as a singular existence, right? So you have two bodies, but you're alive as a singular existence, but you could feel pain on both of them, right? Those are the ones they use for the president and all that other stuff, because then they could torture one and then the other one feels it, and it's really
okay. Crazy. You want to see something crazy?
Sure.
I'm just gonna get that. Okay. I'm not distracting you.
Oh no, go ahead. Let's see it.
Hold on. You ready?
You look like you saw a ghost. Nice. See, there's a Mark IV. See? Homo sapiens. That's what we are. The map, which is the oh man, a map could be a minor attracted persons, which is kind of
so.
But that's also the DNA as well.
Yeah.
Doc, yeah. See,
now
we're not lying.
I simply want to say, okay, can I tell you one thing here? Everyone wants to know how hard it is to research this stuff. Look, I'm gonna hit my little back browser here, and all I put in was Mark IV clone, and it's the first one.
And look at that. See where it says mouse at monoclonal antibody?
Yep.
Now, if you notice, when they do these drug tests and all that, they use mice and all that. Why? See, that's why. Because the thing is, it's a chimera. They use either the chimera, they use mice, they use. I mean, these are some shitbag people doing this. But like doing that. So you've got your Mark IIIs, which are for prolonged use. Those are the ones we're using now for the bridge. Used for flawed, cheating, death, emergencies to communicate, dual existence that can't be ignored, do nothing in real body. You have the Mark IIs. You can go back because you could use them for sex and torture. Those are the ones they were using for when they were having Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. When they would have the kids not fall asleep, because the doctors and the cops would team up with the cloning center, and they would bring yearbooks, and they would pick out the kids that they wanted, and they would get their blood, and they would go ahead and clone them. So when the kids went to sleep, when they slipped into the REM sleep, their consciousness woke up at the cloning center. So they would be getting tortured, raped, everything like that. And then when they would wake up at home, they'd have scars on their body, and they'd be just mentally just screwed up. It's like, shit's real. I mean, that's why Freddy Krueger. That's the kind of stuff that they do. I mean, and how long was that? That was in the 80s. Was when Nightmare on Elm Street came out. So you got to admit they were probably doing it at least 10 years before that. So, to the kids, the clones beyond Mark II need chips in the head, which are the Soulstone microchips. The 3s and 4s can run outside. The 1s do not look real at all. The 2s actually go blind in the sun. Their eyes are very sensitive. That's why they keep them in underground at the cloning center, and that's all they do. And they store them on stainless steel racks as well. You know, they want to keep them clean. You know, it's like, just like they're worried about that. You know, they can't clone you after death as a REM sleep clone, but if they can anchor your consciousness in a 3 or 4, they can keep you in those. And that's when you sell your soul, they actually hook you up to a computer and they actually take your consciousness. You have replication cloning and duplication cloning. Replication is baby up, like the growth of a human, and then the REM driven is a Mark II. The duplication is you're using fully formed human bodies. So you're using whatever age you got the blood from and everything. That's a duplication. You're just making a duplicate. That's a carbon copy, Cloned organs cannot be used for transplant. Clones are mentally unstable. Really? They're missing behavioral requirements, have a one-track mind, prone to anger, jealousy, and dumb. Handlers keep them in control due to aggressiveness. Now, that paragraph right there. Now, think about the whole Muslim attack in Europe. See what I mean? They were all clones. They were all created at the King Khalid military city in Saudi Arabia, and that's what Obama paid for. That's why all those planes landed out there. Those the 5 C-130s. They're taking clothes. They're taking all that stuff because they need a lot of clothes and all that to give to these mongoloids, and they want to go into Europe and start raping all these women and everything. Notice how you don't see them anymore, right? No problem, right? They have a shelf life for a year. That's it. Camp David has replacement clone bodies for all the time walk around clones and 3s and 4s. So at Camp David, that's where they're keeping all of the clones for the bridge and for all the ones across the world, all the leaders and everything like that, BB and all them. That's where they're keeping theirs. And that's why they say NatSec, because Nat, it's national, but it's also natatorium. Because a natatorium is actually where they have a pool, like in a university and everything. It's where they have a pool or any kind of tub of water. It's like, and that's what they have all the clones in. It's literally it's a container of water. So that's it. It's like a natatorium security. So they'd be like watching, making sure nobody's going in. You're only able to run around in full clone of yourself in REM sleep. No dreams or nightmares. Only clone time. Your Mark IV doubles take longer to make. Most modern. What they use if they want to kill or punish you? You die and get tortured over and over again. That's what Blackwater is doing. Think Soros just died once? They just kept them going because you can clone them, and you have the real one on ice. Because that one that's consciously awake, that's the one that's there. Then you torture that one, you kill it. 30 seconds later, the next one pops up. Right? It becomes activated. Then you have it perfectly timed to where over in the 2 tubs, you have the other two growing, right? So you have it perfectly timed that when you want to get this one done, those 2 are ready, bring them out, go ahead and 86 this one, and then 30 seconds later, that one pops up. I mean, they could do this over and over and over again. Now that is beautiful.
I'm just looking up the Camp David clone stuff that all came up.
It's all right there, huh? What the?
Oh, by the way, the couple websites that I found the Mark IV stuff on, 2 out of the 3 had a logo that was very similar to the same logo that Fauci wears on his jacket, which is also a takeoff of the Baphomet head. Let me show you. I don't. It wasn't this one. That one's clean.
How about this one?
There you go. Look at the Y on that logo.
How about the Y on that logo, right?
Yep, same Y. And then if I go to this one,
in a game.
There's another one. Look at that.
Hey.
Interesting how that works out.
Yeah. And this is actually in the game, guys. And this is Calistria, which is the goddess of lust and revenge who takes on many faces and guises. She is held in especially high regard by elves, Fauci, who often identify with her moods and changeable nature. A fondness for wasps has earned this vengeful deity the title the Savored Sting. Such creatures live on after harming their enemies, a trait Calistria followers hope to emulate when pursuing their goals. You're literally using a needle, a syringe. That's it. I think such creatures live on after harming their enemies. Yeah. They always live on after they harm their enemies. They inject the vaccine, and then they walk away. They live. They don't. I mean,
so now this is not legit. Now this is not literally a pool, but this is inventory. These are inventory clone pools, meaning I'm assuming like DNA. Check that out. So this is actually for if you're lab affiliated with Broad Institute. These libraries are available directly to Genetic Perturbation Platform. So if you click on one, it takes you. I am not downloading any of this stuff. I don't dare to.
Where's the Broad Institute located? Does it say on there or no? I can look it up.
No, I got it. Contact us.
No, I could look it up.
Not giving that.
No, I'm gonna look it up because I can do that and do this at the same time, so that they can understand they can do the same thing.
Broad Institute is.
Ooh, look at that. Broad Institute Human Genome Project. I wouldn't, dick bags again. Let's do this. Right here.
It is in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Huh.
You're MIT.
Let's see
I used to live right near there.
Brookhaven. Where's Brookhaven Laboratories? Where's that? Gotta be close to there.
They have 4 different locations in Cambridge. That's really odd. Why would they have 4 locations in Cambridge alone?
Got to be on the move. It probably depends on what they're doing as well. If they're
So these guys. Oh, hey, they're illuminating human biology.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
So the Illuminati. God, these guys are so just. They will try anything, won't they? Yeah, right here.
What else are they doing here? I want to know who are they? Who's on the board?
You know what I look up? I would look up the Trilateral Commission and Council of Foreign Relations and cross-check it with them. Those would be my two picks to click right there. And Council of 300, or Committee of 300. Go for trifecta.
Innovation and national security. Oh, look at that.
Is this funded by DARPA? You know what?
Hold on.
Whoa. Nobody's yelling.
Go find. There you go. Eric S. Lander of the Broad Institute.
Mothers abroad. Eric Lander.
Here you go. There's one of them.
Let's see. Hold on, let me see. He even has the mustache. What a sick fuck. I mean, ugh. He looks like just like. Ugh. Oh,
Hey,
look at that!
hey,
oh, look at that!
Look at all the task force members.
Oh, look who it is! William McRaven. Oh yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Hook'em Horns. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're satanic. Yeah, you're a pedophile too.
So
right
the task force members are from Apple, Facebook. Eric Schmidt's on it from Google Alphabet.
McKinsey and Company too. Oh, go fate. Yeah, California, Berkeley. I mean, so you know the commies are in on it.
There's Eric Schmidt.
Right there, Council of Foreign Relations. Adam Segal. Boom. MIT.
Yep.
Yeah, they're dirty. right there, that McRaven though, right there. He was that was he admiral or
McRaven?
He's military. Yeah, he's that what admiral or yeah, he's an admiral, I believe. Dirty as hell, man. Dirty as hell. Deep state.
Well,
yeah,
they are
Navy,
tied.
Right
they are tied to the Broad Institute.
Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding me.
Eric Lander is actually president and director.
Stupid, sexy Landers.
There's Eric Schmidt. So Eric Schmidt is the Broad Institute.
Oh. Look at the dude.
There
on
you
the
go,
bottom.
folks.
Yeah. Was there another one? Okay, Broad. And then let's see. Oh, look at this. The dean of Harvard Medical School. Oh, president of Harvard University. I mean,
George Daly.
I mean, who was the president? One of the recent presidents was Elena Kagan, which was that's Huma, capital H, capital U, capital M.
Is he connected?
Him? No, but they're all connected through Harvard.
That's right.
It's Ivy League. It's all the
correct.
Because ivy is the only plant that grows in the shade. That's why they have the whole, Ivy League, dog, secret societies, dick blows, stuff like that. Almost. Now this is a good old Zbigniew Brzezinski and Rockefeller's little nest egg.
Here you go. This guy wants to
kill us all.
No, wait, hold on. There was something.
Look at the AI DeepMind.
Yeah, that's him. This is the AI. This is the guy. So
you know what the funny thing
is? Where is it in here?
Right, like third down.
Okay. So he's the senior partner. He's based in Silicon Valley. Okay. James was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve as vice chair of the Global Development Council at the White House and by U.S. Commerce secretaries to the Commerce Department Digital Economy Board of Advisors and the National Innovation Board. He serves on the boards of the Council on Foreign Relations and the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard and is involved in science and technology research and advisory boards at Oxford, Stanford, MIT, as well as the Harvard Hudson Center. Ready for African American research. This dude, who is black, has his hands all over Broad Institute CFR. It is happening to be researching African American research based on this technology. That, you know what that means, right? I mean, I'm going to say he's basically a sellout to his, the color of his skin.
Well, the thing is that, was it Terminator 2? Or the scientist that created it? He was a black guy too. And if you scroll down to like the third or fourth paragraph, and although this University of Zimbabwe as an Anglo-American scholar, he's a fellow on the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, a fellow on the Royal Society of Arts, Balsy McQueen, distinguished fellow of Stanford AI Institute, and a fellow of Deep Mind. Deep Mind, right there. That's AI, machine learning. I mean, that's exactly what they're trying. That's Skynet. I mean, right here. Yeah. We should just cut this shit already. I mean, seriously.
Oh, there's Elon. Nothing on Skynet there.
In 1999, the CIA created its own venture capital investment firm, NQTel, to fund promising startups that might create technologies useful for intelligence agencies. Sure he did. There's Booz Allen Hamilton. We all know who was with them. That would be Edward Snowden and his grandfather, Edward Barrett. Just to let you know. Highlands Forum.
There's no board of directors or anything. I'm sure there are. They just don't talk about them.
I think that's all AI right there. Deep Mind. Let me see. I do have Deep Mind.
Interesting information. Well, wasn't that fun?
Goes all back to machine learning.
Wasn't that enjoyable?
It's always enjoyable.
Unbelievable. What else do you have for us tonight before we call it? Now that we've gone down those rabbit holes.
Especially now that Broad Institute, that one I'm gonna dig into.
Dig into the Broad Institute. Oh, by the way, a heads up for people. So I saw some comments on why are you using Google? Why are you using Google? Well, first of all, DuckDuckGo doesn't have the search capabilities Google has. And by the way, I run a VPN. So my IP address is blocked and scrambled. So they're not following. So there you go. That's why that's why I use Google. Google is still, it's the search engine that has everything. So you just have to know how to use it properly. That's all. If you think you're out of the matrix, you're not. There's phones, there's cameras, there's freaking everything. Unless you're gonna go sleep in the middle of the forest, you're in.
I mean, there's better questions to ask. I mean,
what's that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, I mean, they can ask better questions than why you're using Google. I mean, dropping just everything on your head, and it's like you're worried about a search engine. It's like, you're serious? It's like that's it.
Well, and actually, Google does own DuckDuckGo after all. I do use the Brave browser, which is actually better than Chrome. It's pretty impressive, actually.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, they know everything. They watch us. They know everything we're doing.
It's I have a laptop in front of me. I have a cell phone. It's not.
And we don't give a damn either. Like, yeah, because if they want us dead, we'd be dead already. So that's why we know we're good.
Yeah. So let's just win our country back and then the world, and then we'll deal with the rest of it. How about that?
We'll
send them all to Gitmo.
Send them all to
Yeah. Where do you want to send them? Saturn?
Nibiru. Let them be slaves, right? I mean, that's what we were created for. Let them
Yes.
be slaves, and then it doesn't come back on our karma.
There you go.
If we kill them, then it comes back on our karmic law, and then we wouldn't want that. But hey, you guys want some slaves? Swing on by. We got some.
Word has it that there's lots of rendition flights going on right now, and it's very possible. I was listening to the Health Ranger earlier tonight. It's very possible that Gina Haskell?
Gina Haspel?
It's Haspel. It's very possible she was on a rendition flight.
You know what those are, right?
Yep. Torture until you get what you need.
Yes. And then
over international waters, so you're not breaking any laws.
Well, they were actually pulling into Scotland too. They're pulling into the airport of Scotland, parking for about 12, 14 hours, and then boop. It's like,
yeah. So if you're outside of the U.S., typically over the water, you're in international laws, and so therefore they can do whatever the hell they want to you to get their answer, and then moving on.
I would just stay out of trouble. I mean, it's much easier. It just seems much easier on that end.
Okay, so we're gonna pick a date. Maybe we'll do it this weekend. Are you able in the next week to do the high school shooting show that will be? I haven't decided if I'm going to record it first and then put it out there, or if we're going to just do it on the network solely live.
Let's do it live. Then people can ask, and then they can, because there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to it, but also the thing is that it ties into other shootings, it ties into other false flags, and once you realize that, who is actually doing these, well, not that one, but because nobody's there, I mean, let's face it. I mean, it was just one big money grab. It was an energy grab. And to pay everybody back, just make sure, hey, everybody did a good job. They paid everybody's house off around Christmas. Only in Newtown, baby. Only in Newtown. Jewtown. That's whatever. Newtown, whatever it is. There's no Sandy Hook.
There you go. Hey, thank you for your knowledge tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Always, absolutely. Are you ready for the new network soon?
Sure.
Do you want your own show?
No.
I knew you were going to say. That's why I asked it.
I refuse to have my own show because I need somebody to push back. I need structure, and it just seems a lot better than me just talking in circles.
I need structure.
I'd be talking to myself, and then I'd be talking to myself again. It's like, man, he's losing it.
I figured we'd probably just have to do our own show together.
Yeah, it's just, I'm not looking for people are like, oh, fame. If you're looking for fame in this, man, you picked the wrong topics. You should play baseball or basketball or something. This is not the one to get in.
So, hey, by the way, I was I was waking up exhausted this week for no stinking reason at all. And so my wife was like,
"Why'd
you need to fix something?" So I am hitting the melatonin tonight to make myself sleep a little bit, because I'm sleeping, but I'm not getting rest, which is a problem. So I need to step up my game. Are you sleeping tonight? Hey, by the way,
that's cute.
If Christy's watching, she had you on a sleep schedule, and apparently that sleep schedule is off the rails.
Yeah,
and
it's probably good for Saturday.
Is your sleep schedule off the rails?
Not even on the rails. What do you need to
for? That one night that you were like on fire, and she said it's because I had a chat with him and I made him sleep that week. Is that correct? Or am I gonna?
I've been up since Monday.
Remember.
So, no, I've been up since Sunday. So, See, so we did Monday. I mean, we did all these shows. So we got what Tuesday, Wednesday 3, Tuesday 2, Thursday 1, Friday 2. I mean, that's a pretty damn good week. I mean, and this wraps it up. So I mean, we did the whole week, no sleep, and somebody still had to yell about something. Be ashamed of yourself. Or slam your head in a car door or something. Meanie. Break you down like a 12 gauge.
You slept good one night, and that's all it took.
That was Saturday and Sunday, I believe. Yeah. You really don't need that much sleep because when we're moving over, I mean the energies. It's like I have a hard time telling you guys. It's like shit's real. The energies and all that. It's it's certainly as hell as in fucking cocaine or crack or anything like that.
I just pounded about 40 milligrams of melatonin.
Fucking rebel right there. You should just open up and.
I'm up to 40. I'm up to 40 milligrams of melatonin because this is what I've learned. You ready? This is what I learned about melatonin. I'll send you a bottle. Okay.
No.
Because
why would you send Superman Kryptonite? Why would you do that?
You need one night of sleep.
I am useless with sleep. There's no knowledge going on. There's nothing going on. You gotta get working. You know.
Well, do you know what I learned about melatonin, right?
What's that?
The problem is we are around so much EMFs that it actually has lowered our actual our body's supposed to make it. Pineal gland's supposed to make it. And I will tell you, I sleep well and I don't wake up, but I superficially sleep sometimes. I don't go into full deep sleep. And so as soon as I started going, and I'm in front of computers all the freaking time. And so I started to come in myself after I talked to some really good scientist friends of mine who are very natural health oriented, and they use melatonin, and they're very, very spiritual, actually of Indian background. And they got me, I wasn't going to take it. And then I'm like, okay, I trust them very much. So I started doing it, and literally as soon as I did, I started at like 10 milligrams and I ramped up to about 30 to 40. And when I do it, I freaking sleep amazing.
Nice.
So I've been off of it for a couple months. I kind of forgot to take it, and I've noticed my sleep has went to shit. So I sleep all night. I just don't get deep sleep. So tonight, I have taken the 40 milligrams, and no, I have not gotten crazy dreams yet. My wife takes like 2 sprays, which is like 3 milligrams, and she gets nasty, vivid nightmare type stuff. I've up to 40, and it hasn't even freaking touched it.
She's hitting the acid one.
My wife is my wife's very intuitive, and her body gets a little sensitive. So I made her take it one night, and she said, "Don't ever make me take that again." I slept like shit. I said, "Okay, I'll leave you alone."
Now I have the phones for every 15 minutes to call Jason's cell phone, wake him up out of this deep sleep.
My cell phone goes on airplane mode every night. And my cell phone does not sit next to my bed. I'm a sane individual. Get your cell phones away from your freaking bed. They're not your alarm clock.
Yeah.
And if they are your alarm clock, put it in the other room and just turn it up. But put it on airplane mode. You don't need. We have too many EMFs around us all the time.
Too many MFs around us all the time too.
Yeah. So.
Come on.
Nice. Yes. Oh, by the way, full moon. Hey, here, you ready? I have 2,300 people. You ready? I'm going to tell them. Ready? This is what I'm going to do. I have an offer for everybody. Ready? Let me turn this on. I have an offer for everybody. This includes Jason Q. Ready? Jason Q needs to be rewarded. Ready?
No. For what? No.
Nope. No. Hold on. I'm not trying to reward you for the work. but you still have to pay bills, right?
No.
This, here we're gonna do. For anybody down below, I have a little scrolling thing going on here, okay? For anybody who would like to do a parasite protocol at patriotnutrition.com, when you buy those for a certain period of time between now, from 11 o'clock until tomorrow, let's say noon or so, whatever is purchased, I am going to dump a percentage over of the proceeds. This is my PayPal to you. This is not a percentage of those proceeds will go towards the funding of research. How about that? The funding of research.
We already did it.
Huh?
We already did it.
You still need some paper and some toner and shit like that.
The fuck I did. No, this is what happened. Okay. Office Depot emails me, right? They're like, oh, your order's ready. I'm like, what order? Somebody, which I don't know who, ordered me 5 cases of paper.
Oh, nice. That's a lot of paper.
Yeah, it is. To go along with the other 2 cases that I asked for. Like, oh my God, I had to go pick it up. I'm like, I'm very eternally grateful. That's a lot of paper.
It's a lot of paper.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, if you can get it for the price they had it too. I mean, the what is it? The Boise 90, the X9 for like $29.99 a case. I mean, that's
pretty good.
Yeah. It's 5,000 pages and it's another.
What is the name of the printer? What is the name of the printer we both have now? I forget what it's HP.
No, it's the brother. That's the brother. It's the brother HL 2320.
Oh, hey, by the way, while you're talking, let me show you something.
Yeah. HL 2320D.
Ready? Okay. By the way, I have the printer, but then I had to get some ink, so
there you go. You got it from the toner price?
I did, yeah.
All right.
So
www.tonerprice.com. It's cheap.
So that's 5 toner cartridges of about, I think is it 3,000 plus printed pages for $10 each.
No, man. No, you bought the wrong ones, bro.
No, it's like is it 3 or 30,000?
No, the thing. Okay, they have the drums. Did you get the drums or no?
I already have a drum.
No, the drum will go out. It's only good for.
I know. I'll get another one.
Okay, and then the drum is for $20, and that's 12,500 pages. And then they have the ones where you can get the 2,600 pages or the 5,200 pages. Now, the ones with the 5,200 pages, they have something on the side where it runs the 2,600, and then it goes empty, and then you have to take it out, and there's like a plastic wheel. You pull it out, and you spin it counterclockwise, and it starts the other inkwell. And it's like $13.79, and the other one's 11 something.
Send me the link, and I'll share it. And I'll share it. Send me a link. This is our contribution to all the homeschooling parents out there or the studying parent. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I bought this printer because he said it was good. And I said, let me get it. So I bought it. And by the way, it took like 2 months to get to me because it was in the midst of like COVID and shipping and everything else. I got it. I set it up. I bought the ink. I have 2 printers. I have one to my left here, which is by color, like inkjet for stuff that I have to print out, like something special. And then over in the other corner, I have this thing. I don't print anything on the inkjet anymore that is black and white because this thing is so freaking good.
It's fast.
Like I had to print out like I printed 300 pages the other day, and it did it in like a grand total of a few minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's front and back. Genius.
I mean, when my mom's like, she's like, why don't you just use this one? Because I was, God, she's like, why don't you use this one? It's faster. I'm like, when were you going to tell me about this one? You know?
So send me the link and I'll drop that in an email.
It's the same one, that tonerprice.com.
Yep. So send me the link. I'll send it out in an email.
All right. And then
I'll even send the link now. I'll send the email out maybe tonight or no later than tomorrow morning with the percentage to Jason Q drive we're going to do for Black Friday / Cyber Monday. Okay.
Oh, by the way, when Trump was going off about how he said he's going to go to have a Q&A and he was going to go to Georgia, right? And he was going to have a Q&A there, right? Now he said he was going to go there Saturday, right? But they're like, "Oh no, it's not going to be this Saturday. It's going to be next Saturday, right?" You know what next Saturday is, right?
No, what?
It's December 5th. That's a D5. What is a Q&A? A Q is a 17, and A is 1. That's 18. What is 18? That's R. Where have we seen R before? And they talked about killing his father without resolute. You know? I mean, are they going to bring old boy out on the 5th of December down there? Say, you know what? He resigns, they can go ahead, start Sarah and everything, and then clean house. Because you have to have a president and a vice president, so you could actually have Mike Flynn and JFK Jr. in there at the same time.
You like that, don't you?
Spanking nuts and popping butts. Bam.
I want you to have a lovely evening. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go. Yeah, you're gonna go to sleep. Pass out.
I'm gonna go let the melatonin set in. How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find some more stuff. We got tons of stuff too. Tons of new stuff too. So we're definitely gonna.
We had a stream perfect night on the website. So guys, the website is rocking and rolling. No fuzziness, no sound mess ups, no freezing. I'm watching it. It's been perfect for an hour and 40, almost 5 minutes, which is beautiful and makes me very happy because guess what? If you want the school shooting video, it's going to be on the site. I'll put out a thing when we're going to have that on, but also in the future, that's where Brave TV is going to be. Okay, there you go.
Nice. Congratulations.
Sound good?
Pretty good. Yeah, definitely.
Well, hey, you're on Brave TV, so just get ready. Prepare your future.
I got better things to do than I can't be on TV. I got things to do.
You're doing like 4 shows a week right now. I think you can make some time.
Oh no, I'm just waiting for a certain email. Then all this, I'm done. Shutting it down. We got things to do, man. We got bigger things to do. Way bigger.
We will chat about that. Guys, I want you to have an amazing weekend. And I will tell Jason how much he's going to get for his supplies.
And run up your credit cards because they're going to get paid off. Just letting you know.
I'm not saying that.
I'm letting you know. That's why. That's why.
Well, if I'm going to run up a credit card, I'm going to buy crypto.
Buy whatever you want. Buy some more of that melatonin, some of that,
That's some melatonin.
Some of that M-tone.
This is Dr. Jason Dean. That is Jason Q. This is Revolution Network on a Friday crazy night. You guys have an amazing weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. Have a good night, buddy.
Have a good one.
Be well. Take care of yourself. Serve and help one another out there.